Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Finch's Flight. In the last episode, Finch tried his paw at using some of these snake lilies of the swamplands to win his battles, and clearly it worked. Now we are just around the corner to upgrading to our very final level of fighting, so Finch has truly become a master warrior. And it just so happens that his newfound skills has attracted a brand new cat into our colony. So you guys might actually recognize this sweet little kitty from earlier in the series. Slate was one of the cats who always seemed to jump to our rescue right when we needed her. She's one of our very able guards, and now that winter is right around the corner, she's decided to settle down somewhere inside the borders, somewhere a little bit more permanent, and somewhere where the leader is strong enough to suit her tastes. She has had many coats over the seasons too, so she's another cat who really loves to share her creative spirit through the different fur dyes. I feel like she and Starling will get along really well, and of course she'll get along well with Claudius too, which is why she's set up her den so close. She, being a guard herself, would be quite interested in learning about his strategies. But let's meet little Slate for real. Hey, what's up? I know humans can be scary, but wherever they are, there's always good scavenging. Where I used to live, there were plenty of humans around. I would always sneak around their dens at night to see what they threw out. Oh, interesting. So it sounds like she actually used to live in a city, maybe? A little town? You know, the story goes that Penny Cat from Cattails was actually abandoned by her human. That's why she was in the forest colony. So I suppose that Finch would know some of those stories too. One time I found this beautiful shiny piece of crinkly soft metal on the ground. Now who would get rid of something so gorgeous, I thought to myself. So I brought it back to my den and kept it in a nice patch of sunlight so that it could be admired like it deserved to be. Isn't that nice? It is very nice, Slate. And that gives us a little bit of a clue of what she likes too, because now we have to figure out what we can give her as a gift to get on her good side. And let's not forget to finally put that very final skill point into fighting too, so we can truly become the ultimate warrior. I guess it's our confidence with Slate around that has finally pushed Finch over the edge, and he should be ready to go out and conquer all of those battles on the borders. It looks like the cats are still focused right around the sacred temple, and it's probably because they know that Finch wants to make an actual pathway there. We have the fall festival right around the corner too, so we need a safe access route, especially if Leo decides to attack us on our way again. I feel like he's been awfully quiet lately, so I am a little bit concerned about what he might be planning. But hello, Galen. I wonder if you might have any ideas as far as what we can give to Slate? I mean, I guess an herb would always be a safe bet. If she is going to go out on the borders and try to defend our territory, she might need to heal herself up too. The hopes of our youth are like the last falling leaves to cling desperately to the branch. Oh, how poetic. Though a little bit sad if you think about it. It's almost like he's saying that he just doesn't have any hope to spare anymore. Hope is better wasted on the young. That's probably how he views Finch, in fact. Hi again, what's your plans for today? She still wants that garden. She's been talking about this day in and day out. I think it might be time that we finally give her some of the lavender that we mentioned before. That way she can get to work on her own special garden. Maybe we could even make it over here for her? I mean, for that matter, she has a little patch of lavender that grows back every now and then over here. So this might be the perfect place for us to store away our extra lavender for the seasons. Now, I did manage to find a beautiful conch shell on the beach, along with some other shells too. So I wanted to give this one to you this time, since I know that you love shells so much, and the conch shells are super rare. Oh, how kind of you. Yeah, she seemed to enjoy it. Maybe not quite as much as the berries though. I wonder if she was actually hoping that we could share some of these with her instead. Yeah, look at all those hearts. Oh, she's just like Griffin. She likes it when we take time out of our day to spend with her in the mornings and just munch on some extra food. but we still have room in our bellies for the toads and the frogs. Don't worry, Griffin, I haven't forgotten about you. We were actually hoping that you wouldn't mind showing us how to use the snake lilies a little bit more effectively. Oh my gosh, another cardinal! 2 days in a row, Griffin! You are on a roll. He must be sneaking out to catch those when we're not looking. So here's a nice big juicy frog for you. We know you love them. And we'll munch on ours as well, so our bellies will be nice and full for the journey ahead. And I believe that just leaves us with Starling. And now that we have the cardinal to sell off to you, it would be the perfect time to chat with our brother. Did you know that there are mines full of rare gemstones? Yeah, we have to go back in there. You know, we actually have all of those ores from Claudius that we still need to sell to the moles. So maybe we should think about going in there during the winter time, since there won't be as much for us to catch out in the worlds. Here's a little shell for you too, Starling. I know that you love these, and we need to get to 5 stars with Starling too. I think that is long overdue, considering that we've known each other for so long. But with Griffin's absolutely generous gift, we now have 49 more mews in our pocket. So we might want to consider saving up for some sort of den upgrade next, especially if Finch is really thinking about the future, but with that red rose of his. Now we have all of the marriageable cats to speak to as well, so our decision should be just around the corner. But let's try the marigold first with you, Slate, just to see if you enjoy it. What a kind gesture. I mean, she seemed pretty happy. I'm not sure if it's her absolute favorite thing, but it's better than offending her at least. Yeah, we should try some sort of prey as well. Maybe one of the rabbits up here? The rabbits seem to be a pretty popular choice amongst the cats. The frogs and the toads are a bit of an acquired taste, so we'll have to get to know her a little bit better before we try those on her. I'm flattered, you certainly know what I like. Oh, she is a bunny lover. Good thing we set her up right next to Claudius's den. And I think we'll go out searching for some special little trinkets to give her later tonight, if we don't get back too late, because we are going out a bit later than usual. I wonder if she would enjoy the fireflies? Not that we can really catch them for her right now. Or maybe even the shiny wings of the damselflies. I suppose that could always be worth trying out too. Since she seems to like shiny objects, trinkets and treasures from the humans' territory, I think that the fireflies would be a pretty good bet. But the battle is directly below us now, and all of our skills are at the ready, so Finch should be more than prepared to go diving into this one. His very first battle as a master warrior. Hopefully that's going to give him the good luck that he needs. This time it's against the mountain domain, and oh my goodness, our cats are just destroying them. I don't think we even needed to offer up our deep cuts ability. We probably could have saved that for a different battle instead. You know, maybe we should think about upgrading one of those too. Or hunting or foraging. Oh, the foraging would make it so the berries would fill us up a little bit more. And at least then we wouldn't have to worry about going hungry in the colder seasons. We could rely on the winter blueberries instead. So you know, I think Finch is actually going to upgrade his foraging skill next, just to be prepared for the winter. Maybe it was Galen's words that really got Finch thinking. Since it seemed like that was kind of pertaining to him, since Finch is so young himself. He wants to show Galen that he is thinking about the future in more ways than one. He doesn't have his head stuck up in the clouds anymore, because he knows just how brutal it can be to survive in the winter seasons. And on that same note, since we're so close to the sacred temple again, let's go back and pick up another one of those red roses. He can hoard them away in the corner of his den for each and every last wish that he has in his heart. Maybe not just for a future mate, but for the love of his colony in general too. For the love of all of his friends, and for the love of this beautiful land that he's come to call home. And at the very least, it would appear as if he has secured a safe passageway over to the sacred temple. Oh, this one is so close to being claimed. I think we have a one little piece of lavender left. So let's scoot on over here and just take control of this tile completely. Yeah, we might as well. It was too close. We couldn't possibly leave it like that. And now we have a truly claimed pathway straight over to the festival tomorrow. So I think it's time for Finch to munch on a few of his blackberries, and then we'll have him return home. I'm not sure if he's going to be too late to go visit Slate. You would think that she probably goes to bed pretty early. If she has to be up bright and early to protect the borders after all, she probably doesn't want to stay outside her den for very long. But we did want to see if maybe you would enjoy the southern damselfly too. It's not quite as sparkly and shiny as a firefly, but of course those aren't really in season right now, so we might as well give this a shot. What a kind gesture. Alright, so she didn't love it quite as much as the bunnies, but I suppose you can understand why. But it's good to know that it's something that she seems to appreciate. Oh, we could have tried the butterflies too. I forgot we had these waiting over here. I think they were actually meant for Robin, because we discovered that she doesn't seem too happy with Leo's ways. And I feel like she would be the easiest cat for us to turn over toward the feather colony. She would be the easiest one to convince that Leo's ways aren't the only ones that she needs to follow. But I suppose we could always have Finch return to bed early for the night, since we have such a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Tomorrow should be the day of the fall festival, which means that Finch has to be on top of his game anyways. It'll be time for him to take part in the pumpkin carving contest, and if he does really well, we should be able to buy some brand new little rewards for the colony too. Maybe this time we could focus on the fur colors, now that so many of our cats seem to enjoy trying new styles. I know Griffin actually wanted a new look for himself, which really surprised me. So maybe the fall festival will have the perfect thing for us to choose. But it looks like Mango must be doing pretty well in her garden if we already have another little lavender to harvest. So we'll pop that right over there for her. She's clearly learning from the best. Galen must have taught her well. Now the festivals usually start a little bit later in the day, so we should have just enough time to sneak down to the rest of our battles and to pick up the very last herbs of the year. Only the snake lilies are going to be growing in those swamps from here on out. In fact, we should probably take a look and see where our battles actually are today. Okay, very, very close to the sacred temple, unfortunately. But this time it looks like it might be the mystic cats who are trying to push us away. I guess they're trying their best to take over the quarry again. Their battles are almost always focused right around the moles. I wonder if the Oracle uses the gemstones in her rituals? I suppose that would make sense. In fact, it might even be a good idea for us to bring some of those special shiny gemstones to her as a gift, since they can be so plentiful in the lower portions of the mines. Yeah, we are definitely going to plan a nice big mining trip as soon as we have enough of the winter blueberries to spare. But our first battle is right around the corner, and then we should be ready to go visit the festival too. I believe they typically start around 11 AM or so, and we don't want to be too late to the festivities. This will definitely be Slate's first time experiencing the fall festival, but I think it's also Mango's as well. I know for sure that Griffin was in the fall festival last time. He was the one who really liked the glow potions. Oh, we should see if we can buy a glow potion for him this time. I don't think we did before, so he's going to be in for quite the interesting new look. A glow potion to set his fur aglow, and hopefully a brand new fur color too, if we can find anything that really suits him. Yes, one more little patch of lavender and hopefully one more little frog. Though even in the winter season, it seems like the frogs are pretty easy to come by. Oh my goodness, another frog back here, hiding behind the trees. Oh no, and our pockets are full. Okay, let's go ahead and I guess munch on one of these little golden seals, since we are a bit hurt from the battle anyways, because the frog is so much more important. We need to save those frogs for Griffin. We must be close to the sacred temple now. Just one more tile to scoot down over here, and then we'll be right in the heart of the fall festival. Oh, just in time to greet Slate over in the corner. She seems a little bit apprehensive, actually. I would have expected that she'd be a bit more excited to jump in and join all of the other cats, but she's kind of keeping her distance for now. Today would be perfect if it wasn't for this light breeze. It's certainly going to get much colder soon. So she's one of the cats who enjoys the warmer weather, and I suppose you can't really blame her. She would prefer it if it was the summer festival, I'll bet. A time of peace and sunshine. Since we've already been through the fall festival many times before, we'll just talk to some of our new cats. And I did want to make sure that Griffin was still interested in the glow potions. Have you won any glow potions? Those things are pretty cool. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to spend some of our tokens on the glow potions for you. Now let's see if we can spy Mango. After we snatch up another one of these red roses. We'll have to munch on one of our berries this time, so we have the room to spare. I wonder who Mango is talking to. It looks like Galen is gazing over the water. He was definitely at the fall festival last time too, because he was one of the first cats to be invited to our colony. There you are, Mango. Oh, it looks like she might be looking at the pumpkins. It's interesting how these cats, who are some of the most sociable, are actually way over on the outskirts of the territory today. Say, do you like ghost stories? It was an old tradition to tell them around this time back where I used to live. Ooh, it sounds like she knows some good ones. Maybe she'll come back to the feather colony later tonight, and she can share all of those stories with us. But yeah, we've already spoken to all of these other cats during the fall festival before. So... Oh, Starling! You're the other one who didn't enjoy the fall festival. I almost forgot. Oh, you poor thing. He was waiting right next to Coco's shop too. I'm almost tempted to start accepting festival tokens at my shop. I just love their bright red color. Ooh, I wonder if he's trying to put Coco out of business. You better be careful. It seems like he's eyeing up your spot over here. Can you imagine Starling setting up shop at the Sacred Temple? If we're being honest, I wouldn't really put it past him. It would give him the opportunity to see more cats after all, as they pass through the temple, perhaps on their way to the Forest Guardian, or just to visit the other areas in the forest in general. He could probably get quite a few different objects to use inside his art projects. But it looks like Slate is actually joining us for our very first pumpkin carving competition. I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win this. Let's have a fair fight, everyone. Huzzah, an easy challenge. Thy defeat is an eye. Interesting, so Slate is getting into the holiday spirit. Well, let's go ahead and speed through these games as always. And I'll see if Finch can win a whole bunch of tokens to put towards some prizes for her. Alright, so Finch has 8 festival tokens to spend now. You know, Slate actually did a really good job. She was involved in 2 out of 3 of the games, and she was going crazy. It must have been all of those months chasing after Finch, trying to keep him safe. It must have helped her really sharpen her claws. But now let's see what Coco has waiting inside his shop. It should all be the stuff that we've seen before, of course. The glow potions. Oh, the pumpkin decor. Those are always so cute. We could always go for the silhouette color. Become a dark silhouette with this unique color. It looks like it's completely pitch black. I mean, I guess that's something that Griffin would probably enjoy. It would certainly help him hide away in the shadows at least. But it's 8 tokens, and we only have 8 to work with, so then we wouldn't be able to buy him his glow potion. And I feel like he would be a little bit more impressed with this right now. So let's go ahead and buy a couple of these. That way we can use them on special occasions, of course. And then we'll go for the pumpkin color too. Oh my gosh, I just realized he was telling me that our pockets were full. This is why you don't go to the festival with full pockets. Okay, munching a few more of those golden seals, please. There we go. Now we have our glow potions in our inventory. This spooky item will make your fur shine a bright luminescent color for 1 minute. It's only a single use, and it doesn't last for very long, but it's clear that it's something that Griffin would really like to see. You know, I don't think this is something that he would want to use on himself, because if he wants to hide away and keep himself as hidden as possible, the glow potion is certainly not the way to do it. Maybe it's something that he's hoping to use when he's feeling a little bit more comfortable. So when he's not afraid of the cats of his past coming back to haunt him, he can let loose and just dance around with the glow potions all night long. But since there is nothing new left at the fall festival, I think we should be ready to turn Finch back for his home. We'll have him curl up inside his bed, after he sets out his red roses, of course. He certainly has quite the collection growing over here now. 3 red roses to represent each of the wishes that he has for his future. For a family, maybe a little love to call his own, for all the friends he's made here, and for the colony that he's set out to protect. So in the next episode, we'll see if he can set those plans into motion. If he can scrounge up enough mews, he might be able to expand his den into a home fit for plenty of little kittens. And with a steady supply of blueberries, he can even go diving into the mines for gemstones, which should certainly help him fill his pockets with riches. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!